All right, so we back UFC 283. We got the underdog of the night. Now, if you guys do not know what the underdog of the night is, basically we look through the card, we look through the fighters, we see someone that's at the underdog, and we see if it makes any sense of them being there. And once we break it down, if it makes sense for them being there, then we're able to decide, okay, this guy is, actually should win the fight, is more favored to win the fight. So that's how the underdog of the night works. We pick someone that's an underdog on the card that should win the fight. We break the fight down, and yeah, it's a good way for you to make a little bit of money, or if you're trying to parlay, a certain guy that has an underdog that has good odds if you're trying to win more money. So that's how it works out, guys. We're coming off of UFC Vegas 67 where we got the underdog of the night correct in Roman Kopylov, and right now we're sitting at 2-2. So we want to get that record up very, very positive. But for the underdog of the night for UFC 283, we got Daniel Marcos. Now, if you guys don't know who Daniel Marcos is, he's making his UFC debut. He's coming off of a win on Dana White's Contender Series versus Brandon Lewis, and he's going up against Saimon Oliveira. Now, Simon Oliveira is coming off a loss to Tony Gravely, where he was took down 11 times and basically controlled and lost that fight versus Tony Gravely. But it's not to say that Daniel Marcos is going to do that exact game plan, because Oliveira is dangerous on the floor with submission attempts, and there's always a possibility for a guy like that to land, get a submission in and win the fight. But Daniel Marcos is just more slick on the feet. He has a more crisp striking than Simon Oliveira has. He lands more than Oliveira. He's hit less than Oliveira, more accurate than Oliveira. Has a higher defense than Oliveira. And if Simon Oliveira wants to try to get get the fight to the ground, Marcos has great takedown defense at 84%. So that's the way I see the fight playing out. It's not like either guy has ever been finished. Neither guy has ever been finished before. So who knows what's gonna happen in that aspect. Obviously, like I said, Marcos is more dangerous on the feet, while Simon is more dangerous on the ground. So if Simon can't get that fight to the ground, or get the fight to the ground, which is not going to be easy to do because of Marcos's takedown defense, and all of a sudden it's going to be a mostly standing fight, and the better striker in this fight is going to be Daniel Marcos by far. He's going to be very aggressive. He's going to be able to defend the takedown. So that's going to be the underdog of the night, man, for UFC 283. Like I said, we are 2-2 right now. We want to look to be 3-2 after this. I would say that Davison Figueiredo is also another lock or underdog of the night that I think should win his fight. Obviously, I'm not going to break it down in full, but I just think, we've seen the fight so much at this point. I just think that Davison Figueiredo is going to be able to close out the quadrilogy, they might call it. But yeah, so we could lock that in there too. So I'm definitely locking that in there too, guys. Davison Figueiredo. Right now he's at plus 105. That's why I don't really want to say it, and then he might end up being favored by the end of by the time of the fight starting. So I don't know 100%, but we could lock that in too. So that's two underdogs of the night for you guys. Let's look to see if we can go 4-2. Yeah. Hey, you already know what to do, man. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know who your underdog of the night is on UFC 283. And we all get to sit back and watch what happens this Saturday, man. UFC 283 in Brazil. It should be good, man. I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Peace.